What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jesse G back with another video. Today was day 1 of the NFL Combine. So I'm going to tell you the biggest, well not the biggest winners, but my top 5 DNs in the draft. I might go past 5, but I'm going to start off with number 1. Okay. Number 1 on my list, I made a list right here. Okay, so my number 1 guy on the list is Abdul Carter. I mean, he should go number 1 in the draft. Like, easily should go number 1. He's 6'5", 6'3", 250. Athletic freak. I mean, if you ever watched the Penn State game, you're going to notice that somebody's always getting in the backfield. And that's Abdul Carter. I mean, let's be honest. Now, I did hear that he was dealing with some injury. He had like a foot fracture, like a small fracture in his foot. So he didn't work out at the NFL draft today. But he is a really good DN. So he's like next level. I think he's going to be the next Myles Garrett of the league. Yeah, he's him, to be honest. He didn't work out today, though, because he's got to prove to NFL scouts that he's not actually hurt. So I don't know if he's going to get a screw in his foot or what he's going to really do. But Abdul Carter is the best defensive end in this draft by far. He's the most athletic. He can do it all. He's him. Also, he's going to work out his pro day, which is, I don't know when that's going to be. I think that's like in a month or so. So he's going to prove that he deserves the number 1 pick based off of that. But in my opinion, he's still going to be the number 1 guy off the board. I actually think he'll go number 1 overall. That's how good he is. Okay, so that's the first guy, right? Number 2 on my list, Shemar Stewart, okay? He actually performed crazy at the Combine. Like, he had a crazy grade, crazy everything. He's 6'5", 270, played at Texas A&M. He's just a pure dog. I heard he broad jumped like 10 feet. I don't know how far he broad jumped. He did something crazy today. Yeah, so he broad jumped 10 feet, 11 inches. He ran a 4.59 40, and he had a 40-inch vertical. So, yeah, I don't know who had him on his draft board, but after that performance, he has a first-round grade in my eyes. I mean, I know he played for Texas A&M. He was actually pretty good. Like, I've watched this dude out of high school. So I knew he was good, but the athleticism is really appealing. He ran a 4.5, jumped 40 inches in the vertical. He ran, yeah, he's cold. I ain't gonna cap. His athletic ability is like through the roof. So if you put him at DM, I mean, he's gonna do good. He has good size on him. I mean, 6'5", 270. It's a good defensive end size. I don't even think he needs to. He don't even need to do anything. He's gonna be a day 1 starter. I think that he moved up my draft grade all the way. So I actually put him at the 2nd best rated defensive end, in my opinion. Okay, 3rd defensive end, and this is another. This is based off the Combine and actually me seeing him play the game. Now, the second guy, he was a Combine guy. This guy here was actually projected to be the number 1 overall pick majority of the year because he was actually crazy. His name is James Pierce. So James Pierce, they said he on this thing they say 6'5", 245. To me, he looked like he's 6'6", but 6'5", 250. We'll just call it that. He had an amazing day at the pro Combine. He ran a 4.47, which is a 4.4 as a defensive end, and he was the 2nd fastest guy out of the linebackers and DNs today. So anybody who runs a 4.4 is going to get drafted high. He was projected to be the number 1 overall pick at the beginning of the year, but I mean Tennessee didn't do that much, so they didn't really value him, and they was getting doubled the whole year, if I'm being honest. But in my eyes, I mean, if you run a 4.4 and you're a DN and you have a lot of athleticism, I'm going to draft you high too. So this guy has the capability of being drafted anywhere from pick number 1 to pick number 20. He can go anywhere. He was projected to go number 1 overall. I don't think he will go number 1 overall, but he is my 3rd best defensive end prospect in the draft. I mean, they say he broad jumped 10 feet, 3 inches. That's athleticism. He ran a 4.47 athleticism. He's what you want in a DN prospect. He's fast, big, tall, quick. He can do it all. I mean, yeah. Basically, that's what I think. Number 4 is Jack Sawyer. He played for Ohio State. A lot of y'all will know that. I think he's just an impact guy, you know. And truly, like, that's what I think he is, an impact guy. I don't look at everybody and just be like, oh, you're from Georgia, I'm going to take you number 1. You're from Big School, I'm going to take you number 1. No. I actually sit here and look at the people and evaluate them. I'm just like, who do I think will actually make an impact on the next level immediately at day 1? Jack Sawyer is one of those guys. He listed at 6'4", 260. I mean, I don't really got to say too much about this guy. You saw him. He's a big-time player. He makes big-time plays. Ohio State leaned on him. He was the team leader, team captain, all that. So I don't really need to do too much explanation. He's not going to be the most athletic guy, but I know he's going to be strong. He's going to get in the backfield, and that's what you want out of a DN. Now, once again, he's my fourth best prospect on this list, but there's other prospects that are good, aka Mykel Williams. Now, a lot of people say that he's the second best DN on this board because he played at Georgia, and he's a good DN, I'll be honest. But to me, nothing really stuck out with me for him. Like, I just knew he was big and he was strong and fast. I mean, that's what you want out of a DN. But the other guys just pop more on tape. Like, when I watched them, he got like this factor to him. Like, they got the factor of being a dog. Like, even with Texas A&M, he was the. I saw when I was watching Texas A&M games, I was seeing Shamar Stewart going crazy. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna definitely rank him higher than other people. Now, honestly, I do want y'all to go down and below and comment who y'all think your top 5 is. But to round out my list of top 5, and then I'm going to give you some extra bonuses too. It's Mykel Williams. He's listed at 6'5", 260. Good size DN, Hands 10 inches. Arms 34 inches. I mean, he's athletic. If you watch a Georgia game, you're going to see him getting in the backfield. Now, I do want to talk about one more guy at least because I actually watched him play. Actually, I'm talking about 2 more because these 2 actually are kind of nice. So, one is Princely. I do not know how to say his last name. I just knew he played at Manor High School in Manor, Texas, which is right outside from where I used to grow up at. He's listed at 6'4", 244. Big, strong defensive end. Now, I'm going to be honest, like, I'm biased. Like, when I watch his games, he went to Ole Miss. He actually started off at Florida, then he went to Ole Miss. He's just an athletic guy. Like, I'm going to be honest. He's fast. He knows how to get back there. A lot of people were hating him on the media, but at the end of the day, I know who this dude is. I saw him play in real life. He's actually a dog. He's huge. Like, he's actually legit 6'4". I bought some gloves off of him in high school. He was pretty cool. I actually ran into him before the season started in the summer and talked to him, and he just, whatever. Like, I saw him in CVS. Like, that's how local he is. I saw him in a CVS and said what's up with him. But, yeah, he ended up running a 4.7, pretty decent 40, Broad jump 10'6", which just shows the athleticism I was telling y'all about. Vertical jump 38 inches. So, honestly, he did everything that I wanted him to do. I hope that he goes first round. Definitely being the bias towards that. But if he can fall somewhere to a good team, that'll be good. This is a humble guy, Good defensive end coming from Austin, Texas. I mean, can't really hate on that. So yeah, I'm glad to see that he did good in the combine. And the last dude I'll talk about, last and final, will be Landon Jackson. He had a good pro day. He was that dude who went viral for slapping the cones back when he was in high school. He was just slapping the pass, like he wasn't even trying. But he was always projected to be a good defensive end prospect. He's just not the strongest. Like, from what I can tell, like, he was never really the strongest guy. But people do say in the NFL he could project. I think that he'll be more of a defensive end. Like, you put him in, and then you can kind of get him out to the flats a little bit because he kind of has a little speed on him. Like, not too crazy of a speed, but he has enough speed that I think he can really get into the flats and just cover ground. So I see him as more of a third down type of guy where you just want to try to rush the quarterback and you're just trying to contain everything. I say he'd be more of a third down type of guy. But yeah, he's listed at 6'6", 265. He ran a 4.68. I mean, that was pretty good for him. He broad jumped 10 feet 9 inches, which is very athletic, and he vertical jumped 40 inches, 40.5 inch. So I was actually impressed by the athleticism. I mean, if you can jump 40 inches in the air, you're going to be on some NFL roster. So, honestly, like, from the combine wise, a lot of guys didn't surprise me today. I mean, they did what I thought they were going to do. James Pierce was the biggest, because he ran a 4.4, and that's pretty good for a DN, especially, when you're 6'5", and you're, big, tall, and like that, you run a 4.4, you're definitely going to be on somebody's roster. So, I hope that can project them back up to a higher grade. But at the end of the day, bro, forget the combine, forget all that. Abdul Carter is my number 1 best defensive end in this draft class. I mean, and I hope that he's not actually had the surgery for that foot, because hopefully that doesn't have to impact his career. But I do plan to see him go number 1 overall in this year's NFL draft. And I appreciate y'all watching the video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down who do y'all think your number one defensive end in this draft is. If you want to debate it, we can. Just comment down in the comment section. Anyway, have a blessed day. Appreciate y'all. Peace.